Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That Too.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, we in the building. Big ups to the Pelican post-game report. We in this thing. Late show coming at you guys. Unfortunately, it's with another loss, but nonetheless, a very scrappy effort by the Pelicans, man. And what can I tell you, family? It was man, listen. Bottom line, the Pelicans. You know, when you come into the matchup, you're missing Zion, you're missing Ball, you're missing, Bledsoe, and then you have to rely on a lot of young pieces. The Pelicans lose the matchup to the Clippers 111-106. This was entitled Pels drop fourth straight Scrappy effort to the Clippers 111-106. I'm Big Q chiming in this installment of the Pelican post-game report, bringing my co-host, DC. DC, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing a zip, zap, 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 zoop. Because that's how the game went,
You would call it Bill Cosby-ish on it. Right. I agree,
What'd you say?
DC. I said it kind of went kind of sideways on us in this thing. The Pelicans, however, the Pelicans, I can appreciate them fighting, man, in this matchup, though, man. If anything, it was looking pretty bad in the second quarter. The Pelicans pretty much made it a lot better effort. And listen, if anything, NAW really woke up a lot of people, man. And we know what this kid could do. It's really up to Van Gundy to take the leash off of him. We can definitely use his attack dog mentality, his confidence in making shots. He was shooting shots all on the top of Kawhi Leonard's head. And Kawhi is an excellent defender, one of the top 5 best and two-way players in the game, if not, the best two-way player in the game. I mean, NAW was spectacular, but we're going to get into that, DC. Open commentary on this one, bro. What you thought about the Pelicans' loss tonight?
Well, I thought everybody looked like they was going through the motions for the most part. I wasn't majorly impressed with anybody outside of NAW and Kiera. It was nice to see him get minutes, and Jackson Hayes is obviously getting better, so that made me feel good, to see him grabbing boards, being aggressive down there, and doing some of the things that we know he can do just from a talent aspect. He's still got a ways to go. He's not positioning himself properly, but it's improvement nonetheless. NAW, man, was just amazing, man. It was fantastic. And this is the guy that I would always speak up for. Like the whole last year, I just had to keep speaking up for because I've been seeing it and knew he could do this. But he does have a little bit of a oversized Mamba mentality. The dude ain't never seen a bad shot. So I understand why he was on the bench. And, they're trying to coach him up to take better shots. I actually think he's improving with his shot selection and everything. And that's showing, man. That's showing. Lonzo Ball, All Bledsoe, man, one of them is in trouble because after tonight, this guy's got to get minutes, and that little role coming off the bench. If he has more games where he's hot like this, I mean, you're not gonna sit him down. So we got a little trouble in paradise. Well, we 4 losses in a row. I wouldn't call it paradise anymore. But we got a little drama, a little storyline unfolding here. So it's gonna be very exciting and interesting to see how all this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, DC, is you're absolutely 100% right, my friend. We got to figure out a way here, man. The bench has to be able to produce, man, and we're not producing much of nothing right now. Although I have to respect the Pelicans, they are fighting their ass off, man, in terms of guys like Jackson Hayes, who's really trying to have an all out effort. JJ Redick was much better tonight than he was in the last several contests. Josh Hart's fighting it out as well. And we just have to keep opening that bench. Now, we're going to get into this with the family. I like to thank all the Pelican family members for joining us here. Supreme Josh, the flock is in the building. Supreme Josh, go off. Teal, what's up, Teal? Pelicans, Nolan, all the family members, much love to y'all. Thank y'all for being here for the Pelican post-game report as we keep this thing moving. So give me a second, family. I'm going to share my screen with the family members. And we're going to get into some of these statistics tonight for the Pelican post-game report. But the family is all saying the same thing, DC, that NAW should be the guy that had an opportunity to get in there and do something. So let's look at statistics, my friend. Matchup here. Field goal-wise, Pelicans were 42 of 88 for just under 48% shooting from the field, which is actually commendable. It kept them in the game. You look at the Clippers, they were 35 of 74 for 47.3. Pelicans shot 10 of 28 from downtown. That's just under 36%. While the Clippers were 18 of 37 for 48.6. And that's that annoying trend that continues to happen where, you see the Pelicans, losing that 3-point shooting battle. 8 more 3-pointers than them, but you lost 111 to 106. 12 of 16 from the free throw line for 75%, whereas the Clippers, they got that home cooking tonight. 23 of 27 for 85.2% from the free throw line. Pelicans out-rebounded the Clippers 48-36 with 12 offensive rebounds, 36 defensive rebounds by the Pelicans, which was, a positive. They lost the assist battle 26-18 in the matchup, 4-4 in the steals, 4-6 advantage Clippers with the blocks. Turnovers, Pelicans, kept the turnovers DC down to just 11, 19 points off 11 turnovers, 10 turnovers by the Clips, 9 points off of those. Fast break points, advantage Pelicans 11-4, and points in the paint 52-20. So the Pelicans battle in the paint 52-20. Got a bit of a distortion on your end, DC. We're hearing a little distortion there, my friend. But fast break points 52-20. That is a major positive right there for the Pelicans in the matchup. And of course, the largest lead the Clippers had was 18. Pelicans was 6 early. But the reality is that the Pelicans did fight back after a disastrous second quarter in which they only scored 15 points. And then, of course, the Clippers put up a team-high 33 points in the second versus the Pelicans' ridiculous 15-point score in that particular quarter. So, but they did play strong in the second half, outscoring the Clippers 28-22 in the third and 35-28 in the fourth, but ultimately could not close the gap. They got close, but could not close the gap in there. Now, let's move over to the team statistics now, and we'll talk about, the individual statistics in this matchup as well. And we'll talk about Ingram, in the game. But NAW was spectacular in this one. 33 minutes, 37 points. He was 15 of 23. He had the green light all night. And hopefully Van Gundy respects this young man's mind, man, and giving him an opportunity to play. His first start, he lit him up for 37 points, 15 of 23 from the field shooting from NAW. That was absolutely amazing. 5 of 8 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He finished with 37 points, and he also grabbed you 8 rebounds in the contest. So you got to give a big plus to what he was able to do in this matchup. If you stand Van Gundy, you can't ignore him. So I mean, very, very, very commendable. If you're in a W, 22, he just blew past whatever Brandon Ingram did, which was 22 points in 38 minutes, 8 of 19 from the field. He was 0 of 2 from downtown, 6 of 6 from the line. Despite all of that, you got to give credit where credit due. NAW was fantastic, man. Had we had another serious scorer in the matchup, we could have kind of gotten this. We could have stole this one away from the Clippers, because I'm more than certain that they weren't expecting the Pelicans to come in here and play them like this. And of course, other double-digit scorer in the starting lineup was Steven Adams, 29 minutes, 12 points. He had 6 rebounds and 5 assists. He was Mr. Hustle Man in the contest. 6 points from Josh Hart in 38 minutes in the starter. 3 of 9 from the field. He could not hit a three-pointer. He was 0 for 4 and couldn't hit a free throw. He was 0 for 2. So Josh still struggling a bit, offensively speaking. Defensively, still giving all-out effort. That's what he does. So Darius Thornwell was an absolute joke. 19 minutes. He was 0 for 3 from the field. 0 points. You can't play 19 minutes and not have one single damn point. I mean, that was a loss there. In the starting lineup. We go to the bench. The bench had a better performance. J.J. Redick had 12 points in 28 minutes, 4 of 11 from the field. He was 2 of 7 from downtown, still struggling a bit, but giving effort. 5 rebounds, 3 assists with those 12. And then how about Kira Lewis Jr.? He played 16 minutes. He had 10 points in the matchup. He was 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown. So if anything showed us anything, it was the fact that we need to get minutes to NAW, and we need to allow Kira an opportunity to play at least some. We got to bring these guys along. And I understand Van Gundy does not trust these young players yet. He's trying to play the veterans who he believes give them an opportunity to win. But damn, you're slipping away. You've lost 4 in a row. You're now 4 and 6. You're starting this really difficult road stretch here, and you're going to have to dig into your goddamn bench, like it or not. Salvation is somewhere on that bench. You will never know unless you give those guys an opportunity to play. So big pluses with NAW, big pluses with Kira Lewis in 16 minutes, 10 points. He came in there and did some stuff. And, of course, the rest of those guys, of course, you got to give shout out to Jackson Hayes. He's played 19 minutes. He was 2 of 6. He was in there hustling. He had 4 points, but 10 rebounds. But he was in there battling around. I got to give him credit. But Nico Melli, 19 minutes, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown, 3 points from Nico. He continues to stank it up. Will Magnay, William Gabriel, who we talked about, who me and DC was talking about this before the show. He was talking about how Van Gundy feels like, Gabriel missed a lot of time and he needs a little bit more practice before he gets in there and can be able to contribute. But what about Will Magnay? Was that the same circumstance for him, or Najee Marshall, or Willie Hernan Gomez as well? You're gonna have to dig into that bench.
They do.
You got to dig into that bench. You got to give these guys an opportunity. You can't tell me that they can perform any worse than what the hell Darius Thornwell did. But anyway, DC, that's the team statistics and individual statistics. Go ahead and give you an analysis, my friend.
Well, yeah. Obviously, Alexander Walker with 37 points and 2 free throws. I mean, you don't see that often, man. Somebody put up those type of numbers with only 2 free throws.
He was attacking
that's
too
the
now.
impressive part. Yeah, that's the impressive part about it. He was attacking, but he's unknown, so he ain't gonna get them calls. He was weaving in traffic. The dude hitting spin moves, finishing with the left and the right. He dropping he was doing it all, bro. He was doing it all.
He a natural, DC.
Yeah, and we saw it. We saw it in the summer league.
Let me ask you this before you get into. Let me ask you this. Let me run this across. Hold that train of thought. Let me ask you this before you get into that. I want you to remember what your breakdown is. But we were talking about NAW when he came here, and we were cross-referencing against his cousin Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and they would say that and a lot of people in scouting reports believe that NAW would transcend. He would become a better pro than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously at this point he's not in the same tier as his
Not yet.
cousin,
Right.
but I kind of feel like it's the same way with like if you had great cousins or brothers or two friends who played together and they both become great, they kind of have a different element to their game. Like I don't think he'll ever be better than his cousin at defense, right?
Right.
Uh as SGA is always going to be the man at defense and facilitation. He's always going to be better than NAW at that, right? But I think rebounding, you could put him, it's a toss up. You could say rebounding, but scoring to me and what I see,
All NAW.
he's going to be a better scorer than his cousin, man. And it's obvious why. Um, his cousin was in the league first. He played against his cousin. I mean, you got to think this guy's in college and he's probably getting reps against an NBA player,
Mm-hmm.
in the summer. So you playing somebody with top-notch defense, it only makes sense that your offense is going to go through the roof, right?
That's right.
Because when Shea came in the league, they just wanted him to facilitate, not turn the ball over, and play great defense. So that's what he excelled at. So he goes back to his cousin. They play their one-on-ones. What's he showing NAW, right? It's the same thing. Like we all love Dragon Ball Z or anime or cartoons here. I mean, the whole theme with somebody else pushing you or challenging you, and their strengths actually strengthening you. And I kind of think that's what we're seeing in the brother. And he obviously has extreme confidence. So that's the number one thing.
Yeah, he ain't
His
lacking for
confidence
that.
meter is on like 99. he he ain't got a lack of confidence. And
Right.
for somebody that's a scorer, that's a great thing, man. That's a top attribute that you have to be an excellent scorer. So, shout out to him, man. Big game. I'm proud of him, and he's definitely earned some minutes. If NAW ain't playing at least 20 minutes from here on out, I think Pelicans Nation gonna be in there. We gonna be boycotting and rioting damn near. But like you said, you point out everybody else, and it ain't no need to go into all of it, man. It wasn't a lot out there. I mean, Brandon Ingram to me was going through the motions. He was ice cold, and I just hate to see him take tough shots when I know he can get those easy shots like he started finding in the fourth quarter. Just getting to the rim, man. Like force them to make a call. Like don't settle for all of them jumpers all the time when they're not falling. Like I understand when they're going in and you're hot and you got it. Yeah, you do that. But he went one series, man. It was like 3 or 4 shots, damn near back to back. I'm like, Bi, they're not going in. Go to the lane, dog. Like, go to the hole. But still growing pains with that and learning, and he's being real high usage this year. So I got to give him a little slack because I see games where he's passive and really trying to get his teammates in, and then other games where he's being super aggressive and scoring all the time. So he's just trying to find that balance, I think. And this is one of them games, man. We went up against the top dogs. If he could have showed out and put about 32, 35 on their head, man, we might be having a different outcome. And obviously, Kiera getting minutes is a thing for me. I mean, I honestly believe, and I said this even before NAW did this. Well, I was saying this in the summer. You could possibly start NAW or at least Josh Hart, and have Bledsoe come off the bench. Or shoot, well, let Bledsoe start. Lonzo come off the bench. Something. We need to change it up to help our bench rotation. Not that our starting lineup isn't good with Bledsoe and Lonzo and Bi, but to help that bench rotation, man, I think we're gonna have to get creative, especially when Stan Van Gundy don't want to play a guy like Wenyen Gabriel, and we just have a whole second unit. I mean, you got Kiara Lewis, that would be a point guard. You got JJ Redick, that'd be a shooting guard. Josh Hart basically be a small forward. You got Jackson Hayes, and then you got Wenyen Gabriel right there as a power forward. I don't understand why we can't ever just see a full unit, at least sometimes. But who knows, man? So we gonna have to strap ourselves in. We knew this was gonna be a roller coaster ride when the season started, and I hope y'all happy with y'all price of admission because we sure in the hell is going up and down.
Yeah, no doubt about it, DC. Man, four straight, 4-6. You have just jump started this tough, really tough schedule. This rest of the 6 remaining contests on this road trip. That it's a pretty rough ass schedule to finish out, man. And uh, I mean, it's a lot, man. The Pelicans are, we're discovering talent. NAW, Kira Lewis Jr. is there. Jackson Hayes is improving, hustling and doing everything he could do. So vast, it still needs a lot of work I see from Jackson. But I do recognize and do give him respect for at least his effort in there, shot blocking, rebounding, doing what he could do, challenging shots. At times, a lot of times he's out of position to collect rebounds, but he's put in a very good effort, and I can't really complain about that. But it's still a work in progress, man. We still got a long way to go here. 4-6, 2-3 on the road. Next matchup is the Los Angeles Lakers. That's who we got coming up next, and it just don't get no easy for the Pelicans. The Lakers are 10-3. And the Pelicans are 4-6, 4-game slide. Is it a 5th straight loss here? I mean, we'll see what happens with Zion. But anytime you don't have, Zion there, Ball, or Bledsoe, and we were forced into what we're doing, which is a blessing in disguise, to be quite honest with your family. Will we be able to do that? Find NAW, and really it's about SVG. He has to be able to recognize these guys, these young players, and who can give him the scoring that he needs and the defense that he needs. And we definitely need another scorer like NAW in there is to make things flow a lot better. I mean, I love what he single-handedly, if we had another consistent scorer, DC, tonight, we could have surprised the Clippers, man, and came away with a really nice win right here. But his 37 points, my goodness, man. He put a lot of people on notice. Hopefully the main person he placed on notice is SVG. Now, the comment about your rotation mix-up, whether you're moving either Bledsoe out of the starting 5 or either a Ball out of the starting 5, I say Ball is a facilitator there. Keep NAW at the 2, and, Ingram 3, Zion 4, Adams 5, and, of course, slide Bledsoe to the bench off with Reddit. And I like that rotation more so because of I like Ball's size and his facilitation ability. But,
Say, Big Q, let me ask you this.
mm-hmm.
What good is Lonzo Ball's facilitation abilities if we're not going to utilize him? And when he's on the court, we basically are not using him as a point guard. It's everything runs through Brandon Ingram,
But
and a
see,
lot of the assists are going to him.
right, but that's a great question, and the reason why I like him in there because and a lot of that is why we having issues here, because we're not utilizing these guys totally in the correct way where we getting the most optimal out of them. You know what I'm saying? If we have to be able to use the gifts that a guy like Zobal has. He has the ability to facilitate, and one of his key things is his aggressiveness. Well, he gets it in his mind. He gets that attack dog mentality. He's not very good at shooting the free throw, even though he's gotten better this year as opposed to his career percentage. But we have to be able to change this up, DC. I mean, we really do, because what we're doing is simply not working. And we're going to have to be able to move some pieces around, and we're going to have to kind of shift and alter and morph this thing a little different. Now, I know about Ingram. He does have
You don't like my turn, your turn basketball, playing ISO ball?
Well, I mean, it has its parts, but we got to be able to switch it up, bro. We have to get a little bit more versatile here. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is we got to speed it up a little bit more. We got to pick up the pace a little bit more. Yeah, I do, because I respect the defensive efforts that we attempt to do. We're not giving a full out effort. We'll go and we'll do what we need to do, but then, something else will break down. We'll give up the turnovers, and we'll have these breakdowns, and that's due to the part that we're not a complete team. We putting a lot of pressure on BI, and I know we paid him the 158. We know Zion got his cake as well, But DC, we putting a little bit too much pressure on them. We need to win as a team. I know, and then of course Bi will pick it up with the closer, and Zion will do what he does. But we putting a little too much pressure on the Josh Harts. What he played tonight, like 38 minutes, bro. I mean, it's a lot. It's too much. We're gonna have to find somebody that can help out. We're gonna have to, and this now as I'm talking, this just flashed in my mind. Is that, boy, do the Pelicans wish that they had took them goddamn draft picks. They would have picked some picks, wouldn't they? But then again, if they'd have used all those first round picks that they had in the draft early in the year, we might have picked up a shooting, a stretch four DC, possibly another center. But then again, who am I kidding? SVG wouldn't have played those guys, so they would have just sat on the
You
bench
already
anyway.
knew what I was about to say.
You would
'Cause,
he wouldn't have played them
all the
anyway.
damn rookies, the rookies guys we got, and the lower you go on experience, the least they minutes. The minutes shrank up. So SVG is an old school coach. He obviously don't believe in playing young guys, letting them play through their mistakes, which is understandable because his whole thing is getting the turnovers down. So anybody who
11 a
can't
night.
fully execute the fundamentals, you ain't got a shot at getting on the floor. But one thing I don't understand, I've seen Kiara Lewis, and he made a couple of mistakes on defense. Offensive end, out of all the minutes he got, I ain't really seen him make no mistakes. I
Right.
don't know why the hell
16
he ain't
minutes.
been getting minutes, bro.
Right.
16 minutes, he
But
dropped 10 points.
very
He 10
efficient.
points in 11 minutes.
Very
He got
efficient.
them 10 points in 11 minutes, Q.
Right.
Easy. He hit effortless three-pointers. We need three-point shooting. The damn dude can obviously three-pointers.
You can push the pace too.
I don't get it. I know he's little. He need to get some weight on him and stuff like that. So we're not going to play him a whole bunch of minutes. But it's obvious that he can be making a contribution, especially while JJ was going through his slump and all of that. We could have been using Kiara Lewis. I mean, you don't know how some of these games would have turned out, bro, with them extra 9 to 6 to 7 points, from this one guy off the bench. I mean, we need that a lot. A lot of the games we lost, we didn't lose because we don't have a bad team. We have a horrible bench production.
Right.
So,
and that's due to the fact that he's not using that bench, DC, to find out what the hell we have. It's quite obvious that we're not going to look at trading for anybody as of right now. I mean, the Pelicans are going to try to win with what they have. So I mean, it's just amazing to me.
You can't trade with somebody the coach ain't going to play.
Right. Well, he don't know the system, Q, so he has to sit down as well. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, to a degree, I get that. But listen, you're going to keep falling away. I mean, you have an unbalanced bench. You stockpiling minutes on players and they're tired. Look what Josh Hart struggled today offensively, defensive. The effort's always there. His name is his game.
You seen his free throws, Q? It was so obvious with his free throws, bro. The dude was so tired.
He was tired, bro. Short shots. I mean, come on, man. But that's what I was saying in the prior show, as well, is that, listen, the Pelicans right now, man, they're tired because they're unbalanced. You can't do that to them. You're gonna have to dig into let's see what Najee Marshall can do. Let's see what Magne can do. And if you don't like the two-way players, let's play some Willie Hernan Gomez in there. Let's see what he can do. Now, he's known as an offensive big. He's not known to be a physical big, but if he's an offensive big, hey, we can use that. We can put those 2 7-footers together, him, Hernan Gomez, and a guy like Jackson Hayes together, a tall man lineup, and let's see how that plays. The reality is we have to be able to mix and match. What we have is not working, and we're piling up minutes on these guys. And let me tell you something. When you do that to them, it leads to a lot of negative things, including injury. And I don't want to throw that on them, but I'm just keeping it real. The Pelicans, this style of play is not working. They're going to have to fine-tune some things. And Stan Van Gundy, sooner or later, either he makes the switch to find players off the bench that can complement the team as a whole, or what's going to end up happening is the losses are going to continue to stockpile, which will force him to be desperate. So, and then he'll be forced to play the bench out of desperation because you lost 10 in a row. Now, I'm not saying they're going to lose 10 in a row like Elvin Gentry smelly ass did, but the reality is that we're at 4, and then you have the Lakers coming up here soon. So it's just really it's tough. But DC, the 15th, bro. Let's do a little of this Laker breakdown, bro, and then we'll close out the show. And I'd like to thank all the Pelicans, our family members, for tuning in on the Pelican post game report tonight. Kind of a late edition because of the late game. So I'd like to first and foremost thank you guys. Me and DC, thank you guys for staying up late with us and talking some Pelicans. So much love to you. Salute to the Pel Nation. And we're going to run this thing. Now, the matchup coming up here between the Lakers. This is on the 15th. They'll take on. This is another late matchup. It'll be at 9 o'clock Central Time against the Lakers in the Staples Center, same area. And this team, the Lakers are 10-3. They're 10-3. The Pelicans are continuing on that tough road stretch. We'll see how it all shakes. But bro, the Lakers average 115 points a game. They give up 106 points per game. They shoot 49% from the field. They average 49 rebounds a contest. They're 25.3 on the assists, 7 blocks a contest, 7 steals a contest, and they've won 5 in a row. So we catching them a hot team led by LeBron James. He's the top dude there. LeBron averages 24.2 so far in the season. He's shooting 48.6 from the field. That's really good. And of course, the top rebounds, Anthony Davis. He averaged about 9 points again, 9 rebounds a contest, and LeBron is 7.5 on the assists for the Lakers. So of course, here we go. AD, LeBron, all of the little stuff that they did to add to the Lakers staff. DC, we coming into this matchup, man. Scrappy Pelican Club will have a few more reinforcements back that make it exciting. But how does this game end, in your opinion, and what do we need to do to win?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna give
Please
you
do.
a pretty much a shocking outcome, like I did for Charlotte. Obviously, I wasn't on board for that game, and y'all see how that turned out.
Okay, DC, you still with us? Your
Had a
phone.
bad game. Hello.
Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead and pick it up, bro.
I was saying, I think the Pelicans are gonna beat the Lakers.
Okay.
Brandon Ingram had a bad game. Going against them, he don't like LeBron. And do everything I see, I don't really think Brandon Ingram like LeBron that much. So I really feel like he's gonna be up for this game. Lonzo Ball definitely saw what NAW just did. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden his knee ain't hurting that much, and he coming back out there. And I believe he'll be up for this game. Zion, from what I'm hearing, was out. And I think he'll probably be back for this game because they're saying it wasn't nothing serious. The test results were crazy, but the dude ain't showing no COVID type symptoms. They couldn't get the test results in it. So some crazy stuff that if it probably would have happened to LeBron James, they probably would have let him play anyway, to be honest. So you got those things going in your favor. Stan Van Gundy's obviously seen what NAW did, and I think he's going to get some extra minutes. And he's been given positive minutes when he's been given a chance. Sometimes maybe taking a few of the wrong shots and getting yanked. But Kara Lewis might even be added to this new rotation now because he also played good tonight too. He didn't put up a whole bunch of points, but he didn't make any mistakes. And I mean, as a rookie, that to me, that's huge. He didn't make mistakes. He penetrated the defense, got to the free throw line in limited minutes, and was able to go inside using the pick and roll very effectively to generate shots and generate opportunities for other people. Just unfortunately, nobody was hitting their shots when he passed them the ball on open looks several times. So you might have him added to it. And Steven Adams going to do what he do. Bledsoe hopefully can come back. So we'll be back to full strength. I'm anticipating by Friday because the little injuries we had wasn't nothing serious. And the last games I've seen against the Lakers, the Pelicans played with a lot of intensity against the Lakers, man.
Right.
Those guys remember getting traded. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing with Zion being that guy, and him basically filling AD's shoes. Brandon Ingram may be thinking the same type of thing. They show up for the Lakers, even though we haven't beaten them. The last contest we had against them, they were very close, competitive games. And I think this is the one where they go ahead and put it over the edge this time. The Lakers are obviously hot right now, but I mean, everybody loses. So, they can't, they're not about to win all their games. They got 3 losses already. So I see them getting another L right here and putting them at 10-4.
Interesting, bro. I sincerely hope so, man. We pick up a win. It'll be a big confidence win here to knock off the Lakers, and you can definitely throw that revenge factor in there for the Lakers. How they how they Ingram them left the organization. Of course, Ingram, got from the Pelicans what the Lakers would never give him, which was the satisfaction of being the man with the contract. The Pelicans did, and he became an all-star. 158 is his, and he's coming into this matchup looking to get a little revenge. And, hopefully it does end up that way. Hopefully it does, man. It really does, because we really need to snap this streak of games, and getting a quality win against the Lakers will definitely go a long way toward helping the confidence of this young club. I tell you what, man, because we can really use some quality wins on this stretch. And I really don't want to see the Pelicans continue to fall down and in this West Coast swing with these difficult clubs they're going to play. We couldn't take care of business when we had the easier scheduled games against the Hornets and the Thunder. And we should have never been losing to teams like those. And now we get these really difficult teams like the Clippers and the Lakers and all these squads. We got to step up and we got to show up, man. And that's just what it is, man. But anyway, that'll do it for the Pelican post-game report. I won't hold the family members too much longer. It's almost 1 o'clock Central Time. So I appreciate all the Pelicans family members for chiming in on this episode of the Pelican post-game report. Please hit upon the like button. Please subscribe if you aren't a subscriber. Please feel free to share the show's link on your social media. It goes a long way in helping out the broadcast as we continue to move forward and build a Pelican post-game report broadcast up. Now, of course, tomorrow we'll have some more reports from the Pelican post-game report that we'll hit you with. If you wanted to play a little Stan Van Gundy interview tonight, we won't do that for tonight, obviously, because of the time restraints. But we will end up sharing that tomorrow in the Pelican report, where you'll be able to hear that on the channel, as well as another report. We had a report that we were supposed to release today, but we're going to hold it for tomorrow, about a potential trade scenario that one of the publications placed out about picking up a Mr. Bradley Beal. And this is not just some, fanciful jargon or rumors that
you don't like that damn trade.
Well, I mean, DC, we I really don't, especially who they're asking for. I most certainly don't really want
them.
Right.
You don't want him.
Right. Not for what they're asking for, but most interesting. But anyway, we'll cover that article. I have a report on that tomorrow, as well as the press conference from several of the Pelicans players, as well as Coach Stan Van Gundy's thoughts on it, because we need to get a win, man. We got to handle business against this Lakers club, or it's going to get ugly on this stretch of games. Pelicans got to come up big, man. Stan Van, get up off that bench, man. Dig into that bench, and let's get some guys, man. We need some help up off that bench. We real close getting in AW, Kira Lewis, and those guys minutes. We're getting real close. But stop stackpiling minutes upon Josh Hart and guys that's not producing, like Nico Melli. He don't even deserve to get any minutes, in my opinion. Stop giving Nico Melli minutes. Let's play Hernan Gomez. Let's play somebody else. Will Magnay. I don't care.
But he set a lot of screens at the top of the key, Q, and he hit 1 3-pointer every 5 games.
Yeah, but see, that's not good
production.
Enough. That is not production. That is the adverse of production, because we need more than that from a stretch forward, DC. We know that he's not a defensive-minded person, but he's in the mold.
He shot it 4 times, so the threat of him shooting was there.
Yeah, but
he didn't make. But one of them, but he shot him.
Yeah, he's shooting them, but that's not the point. Shooting them is one thing, but you're getting paid to make shots, not just attempt them. You gotta convert those baskets into points. That's what we paying you for. And as a stretch four, he has the reputation of being a guy that can knock that shot down. He's not shooting that ball with any kind of confidence. He had one.
Well, Q,
He had. Hold on, let
that
me
man
finish this
do
thought.
all his stretches and warm ups.
I hear you,
So
DC,
he is a
and
true
more,
stretch four.
more power, more power to him with the stretches because he's stretching. That's not exactly our idea of a stretch full, DC. Stretching the floor. It was a play. Let me put it to you like this, my friend. It was a play that occurred where Nico Melli was past the ball, bro. It was in the fourth quarter. He was past the ball. Nico had the shot. Instead of shooting the ball, he drove the paint. Did you remember that play? I'm like, what is he doing? That is so not your game. And he had an opportunity to pull up and hit. And I'm telling you, the confidence is not there, man. It is not there. But anyway,
Well, I mean, I don't think you'll be confident after you miss 3, 4 of them every damn game either. I'm confident you're gonna be.
bro, we just
You
need
keep
to,
shooting them and they'll never go in.
we just need to keep Nico Melli off the floor, bro. Let's find somebody else, please. Please, please, please. All right, but big ups to the family members for being here. Thank y'all, man, for the being here for the Pelican Post Game Report. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you later on the Pelican Post Game Report. Next matchup, the recap will be, of course, we have LeBron James on the 15th of this month, and let's hope we get something done. So from me and DC, thank y'all for tuning in.
No hope. You gotta know, Q.
Well, I hope, because I tried that no stuff for Charlotte, and it didn't turn out too good. So, listen, you got to show me.
I told you that wasn't gonna go good. You didn't want to listen to me.
Well, no,
I tried to peer pressure me into an answer.
Well, I mean, listen, at least I made the call, bro. At least I ain't ride the fence like some people I know.
I didn't ride the fence. I told you, give me till the second quarter, bro.
That's
and I'm gonna know everything I need to know.
That's too late to ask for an answer in the second quarter of the actual game itself. We was looking for a little bit more insight on what you thought how it sways, but obviously
I could have put a message on the live stream scores. I could have put it on there.
That you could have. That's right. And of course, we beta tested the new Pelicans live scoreboard. So if you guys were able to see the live scoreboard we did for the game tonight, please feel free to drop in the chat or in the comments section your thoughts on the Pelican, the Pelican live scoreboard. How y'all guys felt about that? Was it enjoyable? Please let us know that. We're beta testing a few things here. We're very imaginative, and we just beta testing this stuff, and you guys can really help us out with your feedback. So put in the comment section what you guys thought about that as well as we move ahead. So once again, thank y'all for joining us on the show tonight. Much love to you from me and DC. DC, appreciate you being on the show. I see you. I'll talk to you for the Pelican post-game report recap against the Lakers, my friend, on the 15th.
No doubt. See all you guys later. Peace.
Thank you, y'all. And how I go, DC? Don't get flocked up.
Don't get flocked up, you heard me?
All right. Peace out, fam.
Post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and who that too.